Demoniacal fit, hero waltz, the supreme dance. We're going to talk about this figure. Let's get into it. Hello everybody and welcome back to Shoes Room, and welcome back to another unboxing slash review. This is going to be a little bit different because I've actually taken this out of the box and have been posing it heavily for about a day, and then I came home today from work and messed around with a few poses, and I wanted to do that to give my honest feedback on this figure, because while it looks great, there are some issues. But before we get into that, I do want to plug my TikTok really quick. You can find a lot of what I'm reviewing on here, but I do some dynamic, some static poses, and there's just a really good community over there. I'll link my TikTok below. But I say that to say, one of my friends on there, Alpha Figs, which I'll also link his down below, he really wanted me to review this. So Alpha, this one's for you, bud. All right, so starting out with all that you get with this figure. This figure, no matter what QC issues it has, already gets a bonus for me. It has 5 head sculpts, as you can see. Super Saiyan Blue, 2 Super Saiyan Blue, 2 base, and 1 Super Saiyan, which here's a better look at that one. Unfortunately, this one only does come with the look to the side head sculpt or face plate, whatever. But I'm pretty sure there are some custom head sculpts that you can get that will fit just fine on this figure, which it would look pretty neat. Other than that, you get a pretty good amount of hand accessories and swaps, and you also get the arms crossed, which I'll talk about that in a little bit with the QC issues, and then you also get 2 Big Bang Kamehameha charge waves. So let's start with the hands that you get. These are all the standard hands that you would typically see with any figure you buy. Let me just move the camera right here so you can see a little bit better. The only thing that's different that I love about this figure is it comes with these semi-relaxed hands. And I don't know why. I think these are really cool looking. You could do some pretty awesome dynamic posing, and I actually do have a video up on TikTok that uses this, so go check that out. Comes with your standard, swaps and everything. But what I do like about this figure is it does come with a key blast effect. That's pretty nice. It comes with a key blast effect with the little beams coming out and the little ball. And it does actually come with 2 different hands that fit this one or this one, which is pretty neat. The top ones right here fit the bigger Big Bang attack right here, as you can see right there. And then the smaller hands down here fit the, if I can find there we go, fit that. So pretty neat. I like the way these look too, because the standard SH Figure Arts ones are a little bit more transparent, and I don't really like that. I like the ridiculous blue look. I don't know if you can tell, but the blue on the Demoniacal Fit one's a little better. And I've noticed that throughout the years, Demoniacal Fit just has better accessories that come with their figures. All right, so let's move on to a really bad problem that I hate, because the pose I was most excited to put this figure in, unfortunately, the crossed arm pose, it needs some DIYing if yours has the same QC issues. And what I mean by that is right here, you'll see I had to put some tack in there to keep it, keep the arms in there. But these peg holes are too small for this armhole right here. Way too small. So it actually doesn't stay and fit. Let me get a good angle right there. So I had to put some sticky tack, which is not a big deal because it does stay pretty well. Make sure you just don't put too much in there because it will have some bleed over. You got to make sure you hear it click. There we go. So yeah, these arms fit back nice and tight and everything. It's just this, you'll have to do some customizing. So let's move on to the head sculpts real quick, because these are the things that make this figure just awesome. All right, just had to quickly throw some gloves on because I'll talk about that in a minute too. But here we go.
When I got it in the mail, it just had a weird residue to it. That's it. That's all.
With the face sculpts for the base, they look really good. The line works good. The coloring's amazing on that. You get 2 base head sculpts with this, and those 2 faces are a screaming and just a neutral face, but the sculpting's really nice. The paint works really, really nice. I don't see any issues with this. The neck peg fits pretty smoothly. Here is, well, I guess I'll go to this one first. It makes sense in order of form, but here is the Super Saiyan one with the halo, so that's pretty dang cool. I haven't really used this one too much just because you don't get any other face sculpts. You just get this one. It kind of limits you what you can do, but if you're talented at posing, I'm sure you can pull it off. Here is the Super Saiyan Blue head sculpt. I have noticed on this one, it does have a little bit, I don't know if you can tell, a little bit of defect in there, but if you're not really looking too hard, you can't really tell. There is a little molding issue right there, but oh well, I don't really care too much. And then the two face swaps you get with the Super Saiyan Blue are these. Basically the same as the other ones, just in blue, and I think that's a smirk. I don't think there's a smirk for the, oh, there's a smirk for the base. So you do get a large majority of, you know, all these faces are pretty dynamic. You can do a lot with a large majority of them, is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's go back to the figure and let's talk about the quality control issues that I have noticed. We've already talked about the cross-armed thing, which is an easy fix. And to be fair, all of these other things are super easy fixes. The other thing I have noticed when I was trying to do some posing, if you twist his leg this way and kind of bend, you can already see right there, it kind of is loose. That swivel's pretty loose right there, and that swivel is decently tight, but I'm definitely going to have to go in with some joint fix and fix that. Other than that, this right here, elbow is a little loose. That's not a big deal, honestly, because joint fix will fix that right up. But this one right here is really good and solid. The other thing I've noticed, because this thing comes with 5 different head sculpts, you would think maybe the neck peg wouldn't come out every single time with the head sculpt. Like, that worked just fine. I have noticed that it only really does it with the base head sculpts, and it could just be a matter of working the figure in and getting it used to the plastic. So I might as well just show all the head sculpts on here to try to get it to happen. Here's the base with the windswept hair, Screamy Boy. Here is the base neutral, which looks great, by the way. Gogeta base is always my favorite. I don't know why. Here is the Super Saiyan with the halo, which great. I mean, this hair sculpt is beautiful. I love the shadowing where the white kind of goes into the gold. It looks very good. Very reminiscent of the anime, and I love that very much. So I couldn't get it to do that, so that's pretty cool, I guess. As I was filming the outro and changing the head sculpt out, it did do the thing that I was mentioning earlier, so I'm not crazy. Also, I've noticed that you try to do any intense movements with the ab crunch, it just kind of pops off. That can be fixed though, and I'll make a video on like different ways you can fix your figures for really cheap, because trust me, we're all balling on a budget when we blow a lot of money on figures like this. Well, actually, bad example, but when you blow a lot of money on figures, you're like, oh crap, I need to fix my stuff. All right, so let's talk about pricing on this. I saw a couple listings, one for $60.51. That's the one you're seeing now. I'm not sure where the orange vest comes from, but yeah, that's the one I definitely got. I saw one as low as 51 bucks, like right next to it, so I'm not too sure what the difference is, so not a bad price, honestly. All right, so overall, guys, I would say this figure is very, very worth it. It displays extremely nice. I love the little thumb across the nose or whatever that is pose. It's great. I love it. The lightning looks great with it too. That doesn't come with it. That's just something I found in my little effects bin. I highly recommend this figure, man. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Go ahead and subscribe. There's lots more to come. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.